Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and hello friends. Today we are going to talk about science, and this is one of the most basic topic of science, and the name of the topic is animals and their habitat. Okay, first discuss about that what is a habitat. The definition: a place where an animal gets everything it needs for its life is called its habitat. Means to say that the animal, you know about the animals very well, that in our planet Earth there are many animals. So if you talk about animals, so whenever the animal lives in one place for many years and it fulfills all its needs of life, we call it its habitat. So this is the simple definition of habitat. Now let's talk about the population. What is a population? Population means a group of similar animals living in the same area at the same time is called a population. A population may have several herds. In English grammar, you all learn about the word herd. And what is herd? Yes, it is a collective noun and we use for the group of animals. When we talk about the population, so similar animals of the group of similar animals like the herd of elephants, like the herd of zebra, like the herd of giraffe, like the herd of means wolves or pack of wolves we say. So when they are these similar animals living together in the same area at the same time, so we call it a population. And obviously if we are talking about the population, so there are several herds. Means several herds how? Obviously zebra has their own herds, giraffe has their own herd, elephants has their own herds, cows have their own herds. So this is the simple definition of population. Okay, in this chart now we are going to talk about the habitat. And what is the habitats? We have already discussed about it, and there is actually a classification of habitats. Habitats is divided into two classes first. The first one is the terrestrial and the second one is the aquatic. Now first we discuss about the aquatic. Aquatic habitat is also divided into two classes, and the first one is the freshwater habitat and the second one is oceans habitat. If you are talking about the terrestrial, terrestrial is also divided into two classes, the rainforest habitat and the grassland habitat. Rainforest habitat is also divided into, there is also subdivision in rainforest. One is desert habitat and the grassland habitat is also subdivided into tundra habitat. So this is the simple chart of habitat, that how it is divided, and now we will discuss about the habitats. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the different kinds of habitats in detail. So the first kind of habitat is yes, the rainforest habitat. First, see the definition of the rainforest habitat. A rainforest is a jungle with very tall and growing trees. It gets a lot of rain. The rainforests remain green throughout the year. It is the home to nearly half of the animals and plants. So the habitats of rainforest, this is the simple definition. And now let's see another habitat, and Now, what is the next one? Yes, the grassland habitat. Now, what is a grassland habitat? Grassland are areas full of tall grass. There are no shrubs and bushes in grassland. Shrubs are the small plants, and bushes are, you people have heard it, that they are also small, you can say so, small stick bushes in the area which is full of grass, and these are very small plants. So, grassland, the areas which is full of tall grass, there are no shrubs and bushes in grassland, and grassland gets very little rain. If we talk about the grassland, they receive little rain. In these areas, they receive little rain. And the fourth one is that trees are found in only some places. So the grassland habitats basically live there. And some small streams and river flow through grassland. If you talk about the grassland habitat, there are some small trees and rivers flow through grassland. Another habitat, and these are the habitat of the hot desert habitat. And if you talk about the hot desert habitat, so desert is a very dry and hot habitat, and it receives very little rainfall, unlike means the you're talking about the previous one. So if you're talking about the hot desert, so there is a very low amount of rain these habitat receives in their areas, and sometimes rain does not fall for years, and that's why it is we call it very hot and dry deserts over there. And deserts are very hot during the day and get cold at night. So this is called a temperature and the weather mostly throughout the year the desert habitat and hot desert has. And the fourth point or the fifth point is deserts are mostly sand, but they are not plantless. There are some plants, but they are very dry plants, and one of the most famous plant if we discuss over here is the cactus plant. You all heard about it, the cactus plants. It is also shown in a picture, and here I'm using the laser pointed. Yes, this is the cactus plant you are seeing over there. So it is basically found in hot desert areas. So this is we talk about the hot desert habitat. Now there is another habitat we are going to discuss, and if we are talking about the cold areas, so yes, the tundra and the cold desert we can also call it. And what are tundra and cold desert habitat? So the tundra is basically is a cold desert, and it remains frozen throughout the year. And I think if we look at the map, and you all have seen the map, so you know it very well that the Arctic and Antarctic Ocean, they are mostly frozen areas of the world. So mostly we call them tundra, and it is a cold desert areas, and it remains frozen throughout the year. The temperature is very low over there. And now let's see another point over there. And it also receives very little rainfall. There are very little rain in these areas, and trees cannot grow here because of low temperatures and short growing season. And trees cannot grow means to say they are unlike the rainforest. There are no trees. We haven't seen or experienced any trees over there because of low temperature and short growing season. Let's talk about the next one, that is the oceans habitat. And what are ocean habitats? So half of the earth is covered with oceans, we all know about this. And we cannot drink ocean water. So why we cannot drink ocean water? Obviously we know it that it is salty, that's why we cannot drink it. And a lot of animals live in the ocean. If you discuss about the ocean animals, you all know about octopus, dolphins, turtles, and there are so many different kinds of species of fish. and in the picture you also have seen. And the ocean water surrounds all the continents. Yes, of course, the ocean habitats, I think, is surrounded all the continents, means the Asian continent, Africa continent. You have seen the map, all the seven continents of the world you people have known very well. So they are actually, basically, the ocean water surrounds all the continent. So habitat. Now there is another habitat we are going to discuss, and these are freshwater habitat. So the freshwater bodies include lakes, ponds, rivers, and the amount of fresh water on plants are this very little. And we talk about the fresh water on planet, sorry, Earth is very little. And the water of these water bodies are not salty as compared to the ocean habitat or ocean water. Obviously fresh water is basically is not salty, and we can drink it easily. Habitat, and this is all about different kinds of habitat. We have discussed it today, and thank you so much for hearing my lecture, and stay safe and stay blessed, and Allah Hafiz.